Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be going over what to buy and what to avoid this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now unfortunately this update week is pretty terrible, which sucks. But there are a few things on bonus money. There's actually more than usual, I would say. It's just unfortunate that all of the things that are on bonus money are kind of trash. But of course, before we get into anything, the car sitting behind me here is the Grotti Turismo R, which is actually the first supercar that was ever added in a DLC into GTA Online. It wasn't technically a named DLC, but they added this car shortly after GTA Online's release. It got some extra customization added with the Criminal Enterprises DLC last summer, and ever since then, it's been a much cooler car. Not that it wasn't cool before, but now it's definitely a lot cooler than it was. Pretty good. It is the podium vehicle this week, which of course we're going to talk about a little bit more later. But for right now, let's go ahead and talk about how to make some bonus money this week. Now we have a few things on triple money and triple RP, those being Lamar missions and Ron missions. Those are both going to be triple money and triple RP. Also under the missions, you will find short trips are on double money and double RP for the remainder of this week as well. Under adversary modes, Sumo Remix is on double money and double RP. Sumo is actually pretty fun. I would recommend trying this out this week if you guys have never tried it before. It's actually kind of a blast. So it's on double money and double RP for the remainder of the week. And the final way of earning bonus money this week is going to be on taxi work. It's on triple money and triple RP. Please do not do taxi work. It's going to be the least efficient way to make money this week by far. Even on triple money and triple RP, you're still going to make like absolutely no money doing it. Please just don't waste your time with it. That's all I ask. So unfortunately, that is it for bonus money on jobs and everything this week. There's no business bonus, unfortunately. This is literally it. Like completely, that's it. It is unfortunate. At least last week it was like races, which are like pretty fun. This week it's just not good at all, really, which is very unfortunate. But nonetheless, we have to talk about the discounts this week, which there are quite a few discounts. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Starting off with the most important discount of the week on foreclosures, you'll find that the hangar is 40% off this week, plus all renovations and upgrades within it. Now, if you are going to buy a hangar this week, if you don't have one already, I would 100% recommend getting Fort Zancudo hangar $34.97. It's the cheapest of the 3 Fort Zancudo hangars, and owning one of these hangars will gain you access to the military base without getting a wanted level. Now, what you do with that is up to you. If you do steal the laser, you're going to get the wanted level anyways, but at least you'll be able to get into the base and right to the laser without the wanted level. So owning a hangar here is pretty much where you want to be. Now, if you are going to be purchasing a hangar this week, the only things that I would really recommend getting are the living quarters and the workshop. Everything else you can completely avoid. Everything else is just completely cosmetic. These are the only things that matter. So try to get your hangar for as cheap as possible. Obviously, if you want the office furniture or whatever inside of your hangar, I'm not going to stop you, but it is just going to be pretty much a waste of money. So take your picks, choose wisely, and just make sure you don't waste all your money on your hangar this week. It is a very good discount. It's probably going to be the best discount we'll get for the rest of the year and next year, meaning that when we do get another hangar discount, it's going to be 40% off again. So this is a good discount. I would definitely take advantage of this right now while you have the opportunity to do so. Now, the other property discount that we have access to this week is on Dynasty 8, and it is on all apartments. All apartments are 40% off this week, which is kind of an interesting discount. Can't really remember the last time I've even been to an apartment other than to go into a garage. But if you guys are in need of an apartment this week, if you want to get an Eclipse Towers penthouse, if you want to live at the best apartments that money can buy at Del Perro, you can do that for very cheap this week. So if you guys are interested in a high-end apartment or just an apartment in general, they are all discounted this week. So take advantage of this if it would help you out. Now, of course, we have to talk about the discounts on vehicles this week. Starting off on Legendary Motorsport with the only discount on this website, the Classique Broadway is on discount for $647,500. Not a good car. Do not get the Classique Broadway unless you have some sort of special attachment to it or want for it. It is a terrible vehicle generally, other than if it's just something that you want to collect. Heading over to Warstock Cash and Carry, we have the Taxi on discount this week. Please do not buy this either. It does absolutely nothing for you. You do not need it to own it in order to do the taxi missions. You do not need to own it. It is simply a Pegasus vehicle that you can call. Not really worth it. I would completely avoid it. It does nothing for you. You're never going to use it after the first time you call it, really. And yeah, there's just no point in owning it. So please don't buy a taxi this week. And finally, on Southern San Andreas Super Autos, the Willard Eudora is on discount this week for $875,000. Another car that's very similar to the Classique Broadway that's just not good. Please don't buy a Eudora. Not a good car, handles terribly. It is old and it is pretty cool looking. I like it better than the Broadway, I must say that. But if you want it for anything other than just simply cruising around in like an old car, it's not going to do anything for you. So don't get it if that's not what you're planning to do with it. It's just cruise around. Now scrolling down under the four-door section, we will find that the Bravado Greenwood is on discount this week. Now this is currently the cheapest Amani Tech vehicle that you can get in the game at the best of times, but now that it's on discount for under $800,000, this is the cheapest Amani Tech vehicle by a long shot. So if you guys are in need of a cheap Amani Tech vehicle, the Greenwood is a car that is going to serve that purpose for you. Actually a pretty decent car. It is within the muscle category, but it does actually have some pretty good handling. It's got some nice customization. It's a good looking car. Overall, if you are going to purchase one vehicle this week, I would say make sure it's the Greenwood, because it is actually a functional car. It does do something for you. You gain some sort of value by owning it. Most of the other cars that are on sale this week, unfortunately, that's not really the case. So there you have it, guys. That is it for the discounts so far, at least. We do have a couple of discounts that are at the dealerships. We're going to talk about those soon, but let's head over to the casino and talk about the podium vehicle. Within the casino, the podium vehicle this week is the Declassy Drift Yosemite. The Declassy Drift Yosemite is an interesting vehicle. It's got some good customization. It does drift like it claims to. It's got some twin turbochargers sticking out of the hood, which is pretty cool. Overall, it is a decent looking truck. Not my favorite vehicle in the game, that's for sure. I actually have historically not liked this car, but if you can win it, you might as well, right? It's a pretty decent looking truck, and it's kind of fun to drive. Overall, definitely one that I would try to win. Alright guys, and within the LS car meet, the prize ride for the week is the Grotti Turismo R. Like I said at the start of the video, this is the vehicle that was standing right behind me. Got some added customization, stuff like that. It is a pretty good vehicle, and in order to win it, you're only going to have to place top 2 for 2 days in a row, which is actually a super easy challenge. So I would 100% recommend trying to win this thing. A free $500,000 supercar. Overall, you cannot go wrong with that. Now the test rides within the LS car meet this week are the Calico GTF, the Pfister Comet SR, which is a removed vehicle. So if you guys want an SR, it is available to be purchased right now within the LS car meet. So if you want that, make sure you come and buy it this week, because it's not going to be in here for a very long time after this. And of course, this vehicle is the Bravado Greenwood that I talked about earlier. Pick this thing up if you guys are interested. It is a very good vehicle. So is the Pfister Comet SR. Calico GTF, you can buy it at the best of times. Who really cares? Alright guys, and at Simeon's dealership, we have the original Coquette available to be purchased. If you didn't know, this thing got removed from the game, and the only way to get it is to buy it right now at Simeon's, which is kind of sad to think about. But that is the case. We also have the Vapid Blade, which is another removed vehicle. A great car, one that I would 100% recommend trying to pick up. Right here we also have the, what is it called? The Declassy Tulip M100. It's available to be purchased right now. You can buy this at the best of times, so who really cares about it? Right here we have the Peyote Gasser, which is another vehicle that's been removed from the game, and in fact this is actually 40% off this week. It's going to be going for $483,000. So if you do want this, it is available right now for a pretty good discount. It's fast in a straight line, not so good around the corners, but it is still a decent car. I'd recommend it if you guys are interested. And of course, the last discount of the week is the Shyster Deviant, which you see right here. This is 50% off this week, so it's going for $256,000, which is a really cheap price. It is in the muscle car category, so it's not going to be super fast, but it is a fun car to drive. It is one that I would recommend looking into if you guys are interested. Overall, pretty decent car. For 50% off, you can't really go wrong with it, I don't think. And finally, at the Luxury Autos dealer, we have the Bravado Buffalo EVX and the Declassy Vigoro ZX. So if you guys want either of those two, they are available this week. Alright, and last but not least, of course, we have to talk about the time trials this week. Your RC Bandito time trial for today is Construction Site 1. Your regular time trial for the week is Casino. Your Junk Energy time trial is Sewer System. And your HSW time trial is going to be somewhere on your map. So make sure you guys are taking care of that this week for that additional 250k. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching what to buy and what to avoid this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you enjoyed the video or if you learned something, a like is of course appreciated. If not, dislike, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.